Do you struggle with irritability, possibly weight gain that you can't necessarily get to go in the opposite direction? Or what about brain fog? These are definitely things that we hear from women all the time that we work with. And so in this video, we wanted to share how some of those things are linked to blood sugar and give you our best blood sugar balancing tips because blood sugar is something that is super, super foundational to a lot of different issues that we see. We actually talked a lot about this in our recent podcast episode. We'll link that below. It was episode 38 of season 2. And so we wanted to run through some of these tips really quick with you because they're super easy, but I think they can fall by the wayside very easily as well. Would you agree, Jen?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And they mix and match. You don't have to do them all. You
true.
don't, you could just do a couple. Maybe the more issues you have with blood sugar, the more you
That's
incorporate, but
true.
start
Yeah.
small. Just start with one.
Right. Yeah. And so I want to start with the absolute first, the one that's going to make the most difference first. And that is just your meal timing, I feel makes the biggest difference because I didn't realize this until a few years ago, but if you wait hours and hours after you get up to eat, you're actually causing your body to run more on stress hormones. And so eating within 60 minutes of waking is one of the best ways that you can over time stabilize your blood sugar. And what I find is if people don't eat right away, they're actually playing catch up all day. And that's when you can find
Right.
yourself snacking a lot and just having that afternoon crash. So eating within 60 minutes of waking and then also I would say every 2 to 4 hours during the day. It could be stretched to 3 to 4 hours, but if you really have unstable blood sugar, sometimes you actually need to eat every 2.5 hours for maybe just a week or two to kind of get those stores built up. But
Yeah.
your meal timing is absolutely key. And then the second most important tip would be to make sure you're pairing carbs with protein. I mean, that's kind of getting a lot of buzz these days. It's just like having a protein forward diet. And I am a really big fan of that, but I think it's incredibly important to pair it with a complex carb as well. And usually that comes with some sort of fat source with the protein. But if not, if you're eating a lower fat protein source, then you need to add extra fat to it.
Yeah. So protein, fat, complex carbs at your meals and your snacks. So if you
Yeah.
can't have, if you're eating every 3 to 4 hours and you can't eat a meal and you need a snack, my favorite is like a beef stick. I'll have some olives and maybe a small apple.
Yeah.
That's a great to hold you over.
Sure. So those are like the big two. I would say if you start anywhere, definitely start there. But these others just kind of help you sort of refine that. And maybe if you start there, you can add some of these in over time. It really does impact your blood sugar in the order that you eat your foods in. And so eating vegetables first, and then protein and fat second, and then lastly, any carbs that you're eating can really help your body to better digest things, which can affect your blood sugar and really help to stabilize it. Moving after you eat, so just going for a short walk or doing some sort of movement after you eat can really help with digestion and thus help stabilize your blood sugar as well. It really helps to your muscles to soak up the glucose, so it's not just constantly in your bloodstream and kind of spike. It decreases the spike after you eat, basically. Obviously, we mentioned don't eat carbs alone. That's a huge thing that
Huge. Yeah.
a lot of people do. Maybe you find yourself wanting carbs in the morning, especially people really start off with a carb-rich meal and they don't have hardly any protein. That's not a great way to start your day and not a great thing to do as far as just even throughout the day. You always want to have protein with a carb. So this would be just like if you have a piece of toast, maybe add some avocado to it, add an egg on top of it, I think it's little things like that. You'll see a difference. And then really aiming for about 30 grams of protein at meals and then maybe half that at snacks would be a good place to start. About 100 grams of protein a day is really going to make a big impact on your blood sugar. You want to share some other ones, Jen?
Yes. So if you're doing all of the blood sugar stabilizing lifestyle tips, which we suggest, as Kari said, you really start there. But there are some extra supports. So some of our favorites, one is Diaplex. So Diaplex is a standard process product that was really designed to support high or low blood sugar. I tend to lean more toward the low blood sugar. This is a beautiful product if you tend to have low blood sugar. And so it's a combination product that supports digestion, it supports liver, it supports pancreas, it supports adrenal. So those three glands are kind of your main glands that support blood sugar, pancreas, adrenal, and liver. And they're all supported in this product. So there's repair for those products. There's digestion supports to help you break down foods, especially if maybe you're out and you get a food sensitivity. We talked about food sensitivities and blood sugar. If you want the link, go listen to our podcast episode. What did you say?
10. It was
10.
episode 10. Yeah.
And then, no, I'm sorry. The one that we just did.
Oh, that was 38.
Yeah, 38. Go listen to 38. There's more time that we elaborated on that. So Diaplex is beautiful for high or low blood sugar, but I tend to use it more for low. And you could use three times a day. I know some people who are super stressed and they have really low blood sugar and they can't hold their blood sugar. I'll use up to 9 a day. And then for high blood sugar, I tend to use an herb called Gymnema. Again, so herbs and nutrition work. They are what are called they're restorative. So they don't push physiology one way or the other, right? So they work both ways, either lowering, or increasing, whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about natural substances. But I tend to use Gymnema more, and I use MediHerb because of the quality. I use Gymnema more for high blood sugar. It has really great studies. It actually anesthetizes your sweet taste buds. So if you suck on the tablet or if you take the liquid, it will actually anesthetize your sweet taste buds. But what it does is it decreases the GI index, your glycemic index of the meal if you take it with a meal. So it slows down how sugar is absorbed from the gut, which is key, right? That's everything. That's why we eat the veggies first, right? To slow down the absorption of the glucose. But it has incredible studies for decreasing triglycerides, cholesterol, as well as managing blood sugar. It's a really great herb. So Gymnema, MediHerb, we'll link those below for you.
Yes.
Kari, do you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. There's just one more I wanted to mention. It's called MetaPower. It's a blend of essential oils. There's lemon and peppermint and ginger and grapefruit and cinnamon. And cinnamon has been widely studied in blood sugar management. And so cinnamon essential oil can be really, really helpful, which is a key component in that blend to help stabilize blood sugar. I would say I would lean on the side of if you had higher blood sugar, I would suggest this product. You could use it at a higher amount, let's say. I would not use a ton of it if you had low blood sugar because it could drop it a little bit too low. However, I really think it's a great product. It can be purchased in an essential oil bottle that you can put in your drops of in your water. And it can also be purchased in soft gels form too. So you can just take that if you don't prefer the taste. But I would use this around meals just to help your body better process the components of the meal and hopefully decrease that spike if you do tend to struggle with just erratic blood sugar.
Yeah. And I just want to say one more thing about Diaflex. So there was a good study showing that if you eat a really dense nutritional first meal, that you have better blood sugar balance throughout the day. And that's because you've gotten the nutrients that you need, a lot of the nutrients that you need, right? Well, Diaflex kind of works the same way in that it helps you absorb those nutrients appropriately and utilize them to help balance your blood sugar, which is really key. And one other thing I want to mention about Gymnema, it is tropho-restorative to the pancreas. So what does that mean? It has been shown in studies to regenerate beta cells. So if you tend to have a history of diabetes in your family, this is a really great herb, especially as we age, because of course insulin sensitivity becomes an issue. So I just wanted to add those.
Yes, and we're actually going to make a free PDF with this information in case you just want to have it on your phone. You can go to the link below and download that, and you can save it on your phone just in case you want to refer back to some of these tips. We got that for you in the description of this video. So subscribe to our channel. We put out one video a week, and we'll see you on the next video.